does the Infamous's videos have an overwhelming number of dislikes all the time. But he also, people can't even watch or enjoy the video. Like, they can't see the things happening on screen, like the part where the 240p is keeping people from reading the text crawl when he makes a specific point to point certain things out in the text crawl. Like, how is that helpful to the audience? How can the majority of the audience understand that if they can't even read it?
It's almost like he's deliberately trying to lower the quality so that people don't understand.
Oh, what the?
You ruined the intro. You ruined the intro.
I muted them thing because it was annoying.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. Okay. And I have one more thing.
Actually, don't do that again.
I already did that. Sorry.
Okay. I have one more thing. It's from Helmet because I think his mic is broken. He says that. Okay. Ray mind tricking the stormtroopers is proves that she is a Mary Sue, because how the hell she even knows that Jedi mind trick exists?
Yeah, when she just now found out the Jedi were a thing.
Like,
she literally said this. Like, Luke Skywalker. Isn't he a myth? And he removes Darth Vader. Like,
yeah, like, let me put it this way, Infamous. You literally said that proof that Anakin is a Mary Sue is because he instantly knows how to fly a battle cruiser and destroy a massive ship. Would you not say that basically basically Rey, knowing how to do lightsaber fighting skills, competent enough to beat a Sith Lord, whether he was wounded or not, and knowing the Jedi mind trick also counts as like being a Mary Sue, if that's your standard for being a Mary Sue?
Oh, I don't know what your question is.
You said that it. Yeah, you said that literally that it was. How do I put this? You literally said that Anakin. The proof that young Anakin was a Mary Sue was because he instantly knew how to fly a battle cruiser and competently fight with the cruiser, right? When he destroyed the Separatist ship. But apparently, you don't think that Rey essentially doing the same thing with the Millennium Falcon or doing other impressive things doesn't count as being a Mary Sue. Like,
oh my god! Because there's literally a throwaway line right after that scene where she says that she has flown a ship before,
but not the Millennium Falcon. To the point where she can literally dive bomb and like shoot a shot out of the back of the ship and destroy it. Like that is more impressive than anything that Anakin did.
And certainly more impressive.
So what?
Not to mention, like, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Anakin make a few mistakes on that? Like, he was, like, bumbling around a bit. And
yeah, he actually used the torpedoes. Like, and blew up the ship.
Yeah, but it's downright outrageous luck. That's why it's worse than Rey.
Well, no, it's the same thing because she literally drops out of the sky something that could potentially kill them, and they happen to line up their shot perfectly and take out a fighter that's chasing them. That, like, if that's not luck, I don't know what is. Like, that's literally luck. What about the time where she triple-shotted 3 TIE fighters in Last Jedi? That's luck.
She doesn't even, like...
These things don't actually matter.
Yo, no, yes, they do, because that saves the character's lives.
Yes, they do.
What happened to my name?
Me happened to your name.
What? Okay, this is getting
always
stupid.
saying his name is. We're always saying his name is shit like that. It's funny.
All right, everybody, let's let him. Speak.
Screw this. I'm leaving. Good night. Goodbye. Good night. Goodbye, guys.
See you, Latvian.
See you later.
Well, I say we usurp replica.
How about
why? What's he done?
For another day.
Here's my proposal. Right? Here's my proposal.
Oh my god, we're not even talking about that. We're not even supposed to be talking about that. That's
I forgot this. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot this was a stream.
Yeah, back on topic. And back on topic.
Okay. All right, listen. So, Infamous, there are things that she does in this film that are complete luck. Like, you can say, that doesn't matter to the plot. She literally uses the Jedi mind trick to escape the enemy fort, like the enemy fortress. Like, if that's not convenient to the plot, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
That's pretty plot relevant to me. Like,
these things don't matter. What matters is if they fail to achieve their goal.
No. This is proof that you know nothing about storytelling. No offense, but like, you can have positive development in a story that still is just as relevant as a negative development. Like, what even is this argument?
I would like to say that I even put up, like the actual like Oxford Dictionary of Mary Sue in a Site 19 Lounge text talk.
Yeah, it originated from a Star Trek fanfic. Like, I've looked into it. Like, I bet we know more about it than this guy does.
Yeah, apparently.
Where is it?
Like, the character originated from was literally called like Ensign Mary Sue. It was a self-insert character in a fan fiction that was loved by everyone and could do everything that the crew could do without as much training or experience. Like, this is literally Rey. Like, she can beat Luke Skywalker in a lightsaber fight.
That's not a lightsaber fight.
Who cares? It's combat. Like, Luke Skywalker beat the most skilled swordsman in all the galaxy, but can't beat Rey. Do you see why that's a bad thing? Why that's like a huge plot issue?
It doesn't really matter what it is. It matters how it's done.
That's what it is then. If it's done terribly, then it is done terribly. Like, what you just said is like a complete non sequitur. Like, what are you even trying to make a point here? Like, this isn't even like what
I would just like to say
and
that
it's done very poorly.
I would just like to say that I resaw the actual scene in Luke Skywalker, one of the most like talented Force users and probably one of the only skilled light swordsmen in the entire galaxy, is defeated by a trip on a rock.
Yeah, he falls on a rock. That's the stupidest part of that whole thing. And she cheats, by the way. She pulls a lightsaber out. It's like, and here's the thing. You can have these failures, but the problem is that the plot never calls out these failures as such and never actually makes them cause any kind of harm to her later. Like, there's no unintended consequence. I'll give you an example of a story that actually does this correctly. Like, just small little things. Like, I don't know, John McClane cutting his feet on glass in Die Hard. Like, he literally has to pull the glass out of his feet, and it leaves him decommissioned for like a good chunk of the film. Like, things like this never happen to Rey. And I don't care if if a character fails or succeeds or not. Like, John Wick is a character that wins almost everything he goes into, but he still like gets wounded and hurt. Like, in the most famous scene, John Wick's in, he gets like thrown off a balcony. Like, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. Like, do you understand? You can have a complete invincible Gary Stu character just as long as they don't break the plot. The problem is with bad Mary Sues, the plot, they are not in service of the plot. The plot is in service of them. Rey literally has everything she could ever need. She has Force abilities. She has training that she didn't even need to have because she was already like a League tier Jedi anyway. So what did she even need training in Rise of Skywalker for? Like, she lifts these massive boulders when Luke had a hard time picking up rocks. Do you understand? Like, these are really bad things. The plot is literally breaking just so this character can succeed. This is not a good thing. If we're going to talk about technical aspects of writing, this is some bad stuff because it makes the audience suspend disbelief and makes them go, well, if she can do all this, then what's the point of even me like worrying about her? The plot's just going to give her whatever. We can move on to another question.
Yeah, because I've already answered this. It matters if they fail at achieving their goal, and they did fail.
No, it doesn't. If they achieve their goal, it can still be just as significant of a plot development. Like, you're just wrong.
Like, yeah, like I have a question for Mr. Infamous. Like, if Rey lost a leg, Like, could that still your argument would still be bullshit or no? In your opinion, should
Oh my god.
All right. Well, we'll move on to another question. I've got like two more. What makes you an authority on the prequels or filmmaking in general? I think it's a very legitimate question. And for like just for the record, I don't think you have to have you don't have to be a filmmaker in order to critique film. I'm not one of those people. I'm just saying you very often tell people to stop acting like an authority, and then will often like do things like say, I used to make high school films, so therefore I like you will often talk very authoritatively, which is why I'm asking you why you think you're an authority on the subject of filmmaking. Like what background in storytelling do you have?
Done with
Alright.
this, he says.
Look,
Is he gone for good? Is he gone for good this time?
I think he is actually. And I would just like to point out here to everybody who's watching the stream, by the way, if this was an actual court case, I'm pretty sure he would be guilty right now, just for like just refusing to answer these questions, especially with like the evidence, how little of it he's brought up. I would just like to say that
the criticisms he has, don't get me wrong, the prequels are flawed and have criticisms you can make, but the criticisms he has can be applied to like most films.
Yeah.
Like the thing where he's like, exposition is bad. It's like not necessarily. Like if there's a character that wouldn't have some sort of prior knowledge, then a character would have to inform them of something. Like
I mean, there are times that exposition is in fact needed. And there are plenty of times in the prequels and in the original trilogy that that we can say that
or how about just most stories? Like I pointed out how in The Last of Us, Ellie is constantly having to be told what certain creatures are because she's never been outside of certain areas, so she wouldn't know what a bloater is or a clicker. Like, so Joel is having to explain these things to her because to keep her safe, make sure she doesn't try messing with one.
Right.
Yeah, so like this isn't a bad thing just to have exposition there. Well, like a example I think of bad exposition. Have you seen the Death Note like Netflix adaptation?
I've not seen that before. Is it terrible?
I hear it's really bad.
Example of bad exposition is in the film where the character is literally told something he should already know. Where he's just like, yeah, we know your mom died. It's like, he should know that. You shouldn't be telling him this. Like...
Hey.
What up? But it's thank you all guys for having me. I do have to go. I don't think he's coming back. Y'all are cool. Nice conversation. If you haven't seen my video yet, go check it out because I am going to be making a part 2 addressing his other arguments and stuff. And I found what he looks like. So there's that.
All right. Well, everyone watching the stream, please subscribe to Nightbreed. Seriously, please watch his content, watch his videos. He actually does make decent points.
All right. Thank you guys. See y'all later. Goodbye.
All right. Later. Well, this has been a very short coffee table discussion, at least I would think.
That was for short.
Yeah. Should we? Do we have anything else to talk about, or should we just leave it at that?
Maybe we can continue to talk about a bit of infamous arguments, but to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, like, his arguments aren't good at all. All of them, like, he's trying to avoid stuff.
Guys, an honest question. Do you think Adam is a troll or no?
I mean, I want to say that he is, but at the same time, I don't think anybody really puts that much effort into trolling people. Like, with that, it's weird because, like, there are times that he just rambles on with complete nonsense. But I do think that like part of the time he is trolling, but he seems to be like way too serious with what he does to be just a pure troll.
To be honest, I don't think he's a troll.
He's sort of putting too much effort into it in order for it to be trolling.
Putting way too much effort to seem like a troll. That's why I think he is.
Well, I mean, unless we have something else to talk about, we'll probably need to end the coffee table discussion there.
The last thing we'll talk about is the concept of here. Bill, we can talk about it a bit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like there's ways you can do a Mary Sue, right? But clearly Ray is easily the worst example of what to do a character. Legit.
Yeah, I don't think you can even call her a character beyond her first scene. And even that is a stretch.
Yeah.
Like the first scene in The Force Awakens was actually interesting to me because it's like, wow, we're actually seeing somebody like scavenge in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, it was actually really good. Like there was characterization, there was some decent world building, some cool visuals,
and
it had some purpose, man.
Yeah, all for that to just be completely thrown out of the window.
I mean, I honestly really don't get why people say that like The Force Awakens is on the level of The Last Jedi versus Skywalker, because it's like with The Force Awakens, for every one thing it does right, there are like 5 things it does wrong. For The Last Jedi versus Skywalker, there's just nothing it does right.
Yeah, I
absolutely nothing. I can think of
that in The Force Awakens, at least. I mean, even since Kylo Ren was like a Darth Vader wannabe, they were at least trying to do him semi correctly. When they first introduced him.
Yeah, I mean, I do find it kind of funny that he took Poe all the way to his torture chair and then let him get tortured by other people before actually getting the information from him.
Yeah, that is true, actually. I mean,
that was kind of hilarious. But I still think he's more competent than how he is in Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, where he's just a complete moron.
Oh my god! And he actually let the information escape. He actually search the surrounding area for anything that could have possibly escaped. It's just like, oh, yep, I have this prisoner. I'm just gonna take him on, the fucking ship, and I'm just gonna interrogate.
If the plans aren't with him, then they're likely running away from you. Why not just make a perimeter sweep? I don't understand why they're not searching Jakku all over once they capture Poe and realize he doesn't have the plans.
Also, why didn't he just start doing that? I guess that mindfuck technique with the old man when you first met him, because I'm pretty sure he would have gotten the plans that way.
Because shut up.
Because
it was cool because he killed him with his lightsaber.
I would have honestly been more impressed if Poe was for instance when Poe was trying to to shoot him, and when Kylo used the Force to stop the laser bolt in the middle of the air, if you somehow curved that shit and then sent it straight into the old man after he got the information he wanted. I think
that would actually be really cool.
Yeah, that would actually be really awesome.
Yeah, and then you get rid of the stupid joke where he's like, "Hey, so who talks first? Do you talk first? I talk first."
It's so stupid.
He just saw a guy die, and he was willing to shoot Kylo Ren for it. He's just like, "Oh, funny joke."
Yeah, and people are saying, "Oh man, there were weird tonal shifts in The Last Jedi." I'm sitting there like, "Well, yeah, I mean they're definitely there, but they've been there since the very beginning."
Yeah, it's not like they're out of nowhere. Although I will say they are worse in Last Jedi.
They're more blatant in
yeah, I mean, I don't really consider tonal shifts in and of themselves to be objective problems. It's when you take into account the characters. It's just Okay, Poe making a joke there in a vacuum, despite the serious nature, isn't a problem. But the fact that he just like shot Kylo Ren out of rage is like it's just completely out of character for him.
Yeah, it almost makes me think that Poe is like bipolar or something. You know, like I'm dead serious.
Well,
It's
that
like,
actually would kind of make sense as to why he's like a crazy, raging, inconsistent moron in The Last Jedi as well.
like
Like, I would say that he's technically in the right in The Last Jedi, but what does he expect to do when he like has a hissy fit on Holdo's bridge?
see, like
I mean, like what he says there is accurate, but why are you like throwing over chairs and stuff
like he's pulling a Kylo Ren if he didn't have the Force or the lightsaber.
or a lightsaber?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he was having a
yeah.
tantrum.
I mean, I think a lot of people misattribute.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think a lot of people misattribute the problem with Hux in The Last Jedi to be, oh, he's goofy now. It's not. It's not just the fact that his scenes are like stupid. It's the fact that he is stupid. Like when he's like screaming, for them to like fire on Poe at the beginning of The Last Jedi. It's just like this is not how he was in The Force Awakens. It's not just oh, it's a goofy scene unlike how it should be. It's just the characters were acting stupid because Ryan Johnson wants funny.
Yeah, he specifically wanted to make these characters just sound and I mean ultimately look stupid. But it sort of leads me into something weird here, and it
But
it makes me
also,
think that, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
the twist of Hux being the spy in Tross comes literally out of nowhere. There was literally nothing that set it up in any of the previous movies.
You know what's so funny to me actually is that in a in TLJ, Luke Skywalker was not the only character assassination. He was a blatant one, but he wasn't the only character assassination.
He was like, I mean, I would consider the only character that didn't make it out like unscathed would be Rey, but that's only because she had no character to begin with.
Yeah.
Like she's basically the same.
I can count at least 3 more character assassinations, and that's just in the main character.
TLJ just completely threw away any potential that Finn had.
Yeah, I mean, Last Jedi assassinates Finn, assassinates Poe, assassinates Hux. I would say it assassinates what little we had of Snoke because he turns from like just guy in a hologram to complete
It
absolute.
literally assassinates him.
Yeah, they actually kill him off for some reason because muscle version.
They just shish kebab him on a fucking saber and then just call it a day.
Oh yeah, I do find it funny that that Snoke is powerful enough to bridge the thoughts between Kylo Ren and Rey without dying. But but he can't sense a lightsaber turning.
Yeah, that actually
He can't even hear it turning. This is like making like a metal scraping noise. He's not like, oh, I wonder what that is. He's like,
actually, that is
what a moron.
Did not understand or hear what was going on. Like,
does he not sense Kylo Ren using the Force? Is Kylo Ren powerful enough to mask his presence like Palpatine?
I mean, if he is, then holy fuck! Like,
then how did he ever lose anything ever?
Yeah.
How did he even get like touched if he's as powerful as Palpatine with the Force?
Like this.
And the fact that Rey is able to sense his conflict in The Force Awakens makes it so much worse. Because that means she's more powerful than Palpatine, which is supported by the Rise of Skywalker when she blows his face off.
Like, and what's even funnier is that Palpatine can just make these like very large 1,000-ship fleets, and it really implicates what. Wait a minute. That means that Rey and Kylo can do this shit too. Why the fuck didn't they make their own armies out of this shit? Like, I don't understand.
God. Yeah, Star Killer pulls one Star Destroyer, with the Force, Rey pulls an entire armada of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of think that the edit in Rise of Skywalker is kind of misattributed. I'm gonna be nice to the film and say that Palpatine didn't actually rise the Star Destroyers out of the ice. I'm just gonna pretend that he did a magic trick with his hands and the ships came out on their own. Because I honestly don't think that he could do that. If he actually did do that, that is like the most universe-breaking crap ever.
I don't think anybody in Star Wars can like actually do that. And,
Yeah. Although I will never defend Starkiller throwing a ship down onto the ground. It's absolutely stupid.
See, like, I think there's a difference.
There's a difference. Palpatine rising up 1,000 ships or more, I guess, with his hands without even trying is absolutely insane, and probably if it's actually what he's doing, that is like the worst offense in the entire sequel trilogy. But Starkiller throwing a Star Destroyer down from atmosphere is still stupid.
Fighting expert just typed in Site 19. Remember, the ships don't know what direction is up. It's so funny. Yeah, that is true. I keep forgetting that the ships don't know which direction is up. So wouldn't that mean that Palpatine would just have to like lift them out of the planet?
This is the kind of comedy I would expect from the B-1 battle droids in Star Wars: The Clone Wars if they were 5 times dumber.
Yeah, it's basically how that would be. I would rather be watching Spaceballs.
Ranger.
And that's actually like a good movie though. I probably shouldn't have said
Spaceballs is awesome.
A lot of like Rick Moranis fans out there. But
I think the holiday special is less of a parody than Rise of Skywalker at this point.
Yeah, there's just no way that the Rise of Skywalker be taken seriously.
It's actually kind of why I like it the most.
You want to know what I take more seriously than Rise of Skywalker? The Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special.
The Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special is amazing.
They actually did some good stuff with that.
Yeah, that was like, didn't that come out in 2014?
I know, but that's a comedy thing, and I take it more seriously than Tross.
Yeah, it has more of an emotional connection than Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, July 26, 2014. So before The Force Awakens came out.
Yeah, which is actually interesting because I think they did that as a little marketing campaign.
That's actually really cool, though. Like the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special is probably the only thing I would consider from Disney in Star Wars to be like an actual masterpiece.
Yeah,
it is truly amazing.
There's just like, oh, sorry.
I find your lack of socks disturbing.
Truly peak comedy.
There's like this like inside joke with like me and my friends from high school that we made, and it was before like The Force Awakens came out, and at that time we actually figured out that George Lucas sold the actual franchise and to Disney, and we were just like really confused because like why the fuck would he like sell his franchise like that? It's his thing. But around the time we basically made a joke, and I being the smart ass that I was, said, hey, I mean, it might be good. We might actually see Mickey Mouse with a fucking lightsaber. And after the trilogy itself came out, I would actually rather watch Mickey Mouse wielding a lightsaber against Darth Goofy rather than watch that trilogy.
That sounds cool. I want to watch that.
Yeah, that sounds actually dank.
Yeah, like I get.
Of course, Mickey. You just don't know the power of the dark side.
That's Don't look like the last time we met, Goofy.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. My Mickey Mouse voice is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a tangent. Well,
I still find it kind of funny how what was I even gonna say? Like
you were about to say nothing.
Rise of Skywalker actively made hyperspace worse by trying to retcon The Last Jedi. Like,
yeah, I
like
mean,
when it introduced light speed skipping, which probably breaks Star Wars more than the Holdo maneuver.
Speaking is so much worse. Like people don't talk.
It's actually kind of insane how terrible light speed skipping is. I mean, making precise calculations for hyperspace jumping is just not important anymore. You can just light speed skip until you're away. Like that completely removes all stakes from any sort of space combat anymore. And also the fact that it pulls a Clone Wars 03 by having the TIE fighters track it through hyperspace 3 times.
Speaking of which, how the fuck are fighters like that able to track through hyperspace and then go into hyperspace?
Yeah, they don't even have the giant hyperspace tracker like the Supremacy. And this would also mean that the TIE fighters, despite not being spice runners like Poe, know what light speed skipping is. Despite the fact that Poe learned this as a spice runner. Are all of these TIE pilots like ex-members of Zori Bliss's gang and they're all as talented as Poe?
I mean, if so, then that...
And it's also kind of really convenient that these 3 or 4 TIE fighters are like the ones to know this super ancient secret technique. What in the world is going on?
I would also like well, actually I can't even say that because I just literally now remembered that the Holden maneuver is retconned. So
yeah, it's a 1 in a million. How is hyperspace ramming a 1 in a million event? How does that even work? Surely you just aim your ship at another ship and then fire. Fighting expert says the TIE fighters have to lock onto the Falcon signal, then they'd have to have it. I think it's reasonable to say that they've added hyperdrive to TIE fighters 30 years after the events of Star Wars Rebels, where they were inventing TIE fighters with hyperdrive. So I think it's fine. Although I will say it's really stupid that one fuel depot blowing up on Lothal completely shut down the TIE Defender program. But that's just rebels being rebels.
That's another thing we can segue into. The technology in the sequel trilogy. It's been like 30 years since Return of the Jedi, and there's been no advancement in technology.
Yeah. The only actual smart advancement would be the Special Forces TIE fighters being more advanced than regular TIE fighters. Like, they're actually kind of good ships now.
I mean, they're still using X-Wings and Star Destroyers.
Oh, yeah. All of that is really stupid. I'm just saying, like, the Special Forces TIE fighters, like, an actual decent attempt at advancing the technology. Everything else is terrible.
It's just so
weird. There's no advancement.
There are times that the technology actually degresses instead of you mean
regresses.
Is there anyone who'd call the bombers an advancement?
The bombers are the worst thing known to man.
It's nowhere near an advancement. A fucking like the fact that they could wait, hold on.
Oh my god, yeah. How would Ben Solo have a TIE fighter that's functional with the hyperdrive? And these aren't even first order TIE fighters. These are regular Imperial TIE fighters that didn't have hyperdrive.
Yeah, that is funny, isn't it? And like especially since he's able to just hook the McMuffin into his whatever the fuck he hooked it into his TIE fighter.
Well, no. In when he gets abandoned on the on Endor, and he has to find a ship, so he uses an old TIE fighter, which I'm really surprised that they're still
Yeah.
operational, and that any of them survived. But since the rest of the Death Star did, I can kind of forgive it. Everything's just stupid at this point.
Oh God, like I even like how it was positioned on the water to sort of be this sort of landing pad on the actual destroyed.
Yeah.
I can't even speak right now because I'm trying to process.
Yeah, and then the stupid knife that was carved like what? I don't even know when.
Yeah, I should be intact.
I am that knife. Why do I exist?
The knife is like I think the knife, besides Palpatine being able to rise 1,000 Star Destroyers from the ice, was the dumbest thing in the prequel trilogy.
What in the fuck is the point of making that knife?
I don't understand why Palpatine would even make McMuffins in the first place to have them lead to his like Exegol palace. Like, why would he do that? Why?
It's like because I know that Mahler said one time during his Rise of Skywalker review, he basically said like, why wouldn't he just bring these people to him instead of leaving these clues to find him?
Yeah, why not send like emissaries to do your will? You have like thousands of troopers.
Yeah, I mean, like clearly you have the ability to summon troopers at will.
Yeah.
I think you can spare like 1 or 2 Star Destroyers to find.
And Snoke was like an extension of Palpatine. Why didn't Snoke just like train Kylo and when he was ready, say, "Hey, guess what? Palpatine's hanging out on Exegol for you."
Another thing.
Why even train him at all? Why not just bring him to Exegol and then trade him?
Also, by Tross, the Sith are supposed to be like nearly extinct. Am I right?
I would think so. I would think the Sith are just dead in general.
But what the fuck is that entire room of fucking Sith? Please tell me. What in the fuck?
Dude, it's cool, okay? Just shut up and enjoy it. My God, you're so negative.
Oh man, like Luke throwing away his lightsaber and drinking green space squid titty milk is cool, bro. Like just
it's a movie about space wizards intended
real.
for children.
It broke new ground.
It broke new ground at how
It's
many
YMS it's a lore movie for nerds.
It broke new ground in how many aneurysms it could cause in a single.
It broke my brain.
You know, honestly, that Sardonicast episode and IHG's TLJ video still wouldn't be the worst things IHG has his name associated with. Let's not forget he voiced a character in fucking Hunt Down to Freeman.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh man.
I do find it hilarious though that those absolute garbage fires that IHG was part of were still not the worst aspects of his career.
God.
I bet he'll make something worse eventually.
You want to know?
You
want to know who else voiced characters in Hunt Down to Freeman? Keemstar and Pyrocynical.
That makes so much sense. It's actually baffling.
What is Hunt Down to Freeman? I don't even know.
It's a Half-Life thing. Hunt Down to Freeman is bad, like really bad.
It's like the worst garbage to ever be alive.
It's probably the worst fan creation to ever be created. And you want to know the real insulting part about it? They make you pay
worst fan creation besides the sequel trilogy.
Wow! Wait, hold on. They actually make you pay to see that?
No, they make you pay for Hunt Down to Freeman.
Oh God! Imagine like somebody pay, to watch something like that. Like,
no, it's a game. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But check out its Steam page.
Oh wait, all right. Well, I'm actually on Steam right now, so let me check.
It's Hunt Down to Freeman.
Hunt Down
the Freeman.
Yeah, I'm at
49.
All
reviews mostly negative.
Yep, it's bad, really bad.
I might actually download the game as part of my Time Plays series that I'm trying to.
Adam came back.
Oh, Hold on. Let's get back on Discord. Hello, Adam. You gonna actually contribute to the conversation or no?
No, it left again.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that was a waste of 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to address this point. Yes, the TIE fighters would have to have a lock on the Falcon signal, which I guess all TIE fighters now just have giant hyperspace trackers inside them somewhere, which is awesome.
Can I say the worst thing Rise Skywalker did? Like Second Palpatine returning and the knife.
Yeah,
The
the
Death Star
entire
2
movie.
is somehow intact.
Somehow.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it was bloody blown up.
Yeah,
We saw it.
and any pieces that would have fallen to the ground of Endor would have burned up in the atmosphere. But no, I guess it's just intact because fuck it.
The plot said so.
Yeah.
It's
Just
intact
enjoy
because the plot says it is.
It's fan service, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, just enjoy the fan service because everyone knows you're gonna be drowning in it soon enough. So, may as well.
Honestly, I genuinely cannot fathom anybody liking Rise of Skywalker. Like, I get Force Awakens. It's kind of fun, I guess, if you're stupid.
Adam already left. I was going to challenge him on one of his most retarded points he made.
And then, like, Last Jedi was like, oh, it's like the worst thing ever made. But if you're like a really masochistic postmodern hipster, you'll like it. Rise of Skywalker is just it's not for anybody, and nobody would like. I don't know. Well, who likes that and why? I bet somebody does, but why? Why would you? The action's not even fun. It's good. The music is terrible. The
one thing that
movie looks ugly. It doesn't even look good. It's the Star Wars thing, and it don't look good.
Like, I think there's one thing that they definitely could have done right in that movie, though, because and if any of y'all in the stream remember, there was this I guess this one trailer for the Rise of Skywalker that had Duel of the Fates as a song.
Oh yeah, it was like a remix.
Yeah, and I was actually looking forward to to hearing that song in the entire movie. Not once did I even hear like even a hint of that song. And I'm sitting here like, wow, if we had that song in this movie, it would have at least made it like semi-watchable for me.
Yeah, like it had a bit of the song when the Sith troopers, like the Sith, like the cultists show, like the music, and then just stops. It kind of vain. Entire theme of the fight scene.
I didn't
don't mind it.
I didn't even notice.
I mean,
because I was just
like the marketing for Rise of Skywalker, like it. To be fair, like the trailers for The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi were exceptional. Like they were really well edited, they were really well crafted, they had great music, and they had they were awesome. And then Rise of Skywalker just like
they gave up with making good trailers. They just gave up.
Rogue One, the first trailer was absolutely amazing. Like if I have to give one, like if I have to give flack to the prequels, the trailers for it are absolute garbage.
Oh yeah,
they're really bad.
They're too spoiler heavy.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm so glad I didn't like grow up with that era, if only for the fact that the prequels are just the trailers are just the worst thing. The worst crime in existence. They're so bad.
They actually are.
That's at least one thing Disney is good at trailers.
Oh yeah, the person who makes their trailers like deserves a paycheck. Except for Rise of Skywalker, whoever made that is a fool. Unless it's the same person. We're just like He had a bad day. Okay.
The prequels came from a time where the movies are great, but the trailers were absolute dog shit. And
Yeah, trailers used to be just the worst.
it used to be like very terrible.
Mhm.
But now like everybody actually understands the art of deception now and clickbait.
I think the first like good trailer was like Inception, and then they actually got like decent. And now they're all really good.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Wait, hold on. I could probably make like a good trailer voice, I guess. It's just coming this summer. Watch this main character do things.
You just sound like the guy that sings the "Welcome to the Cum Zone" song.
Microphone.
Suck dicks.
That's what makes me sound like that. Quivering collab. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that on YouTube. I'm not gonna say that on YouTube. So.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Speaking of music, the sequel trilogy, like, what happened to the music?
John Williams wasn't given any direction.
Force Awakens, like, I feel like Force Awakens was just like John Williams had a lot of ideas for the prequels and OT they never got to use. That's just like what the Force Awakens soundtrack is, so it's actually kind of good. And then he kind of ran out of stuff for The Last Jedi, so it's just like, screw it, violence.
I think John Williams gave up on the trilogy as well.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, after the
Actually, that was the entire fact that
Yeah.
he did, but Disney ignored it. So
Yeah, I mean, I swear, Last Jedi is just Walmart brand Star Wars music. It's so forgettable.
it's like all right. So let me paint a picture for this. It's like Samuel Kim's Star Wars music if it was like absolutely terrible and there was no effort put into it.
Right.
That
Although I will say, if I had to like give one, if I had to give shit for to Samuel Kim, it'd be he puts Duel of the Fates in everything, and it's very annoying.
Yeah, that is a bit annoying, actually.
Like, dude, you don't have to put it in Maul's theme from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I get he was in Duel of the Fates, but you don't have to put it in, okay?
This is like those people who like whenever Vader is referenced, they just put the Imperial March in there, and I do agree that it can get like slightly annoying in the prequels because that's sort of referenced a lot.
I feel like the worst offense is in The Last Jedi, where just they say Vader's name, and then it's just like, it's like, oh my god,
That's like something out of a parody.
Yeah, I remember EFAT made fun of it like for quite a while. They're just like, yeah, Snoke just hired an orchestra, and then whenever he says the word Vader, he's like, guys, play the theme, play Vader's theme.
Play the theme. No.
Alas, you're no Vader. It's the child in a mask. I actually kind of like the line, "You're just a child in a mask," because it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
He's just a whiny little baby.
Snoke was portrayed by Andy Serkis. It's such a fucking waste.
That guy is an international treasure, and they waste him.
Yeah, they did.
Like his line delivery is actually pretty good. Is the thing. Like he does a good job, but he's playing the worst character to ever be created. Well, that's just everybody in the sequel trilogy.
Well, I mean, you could say that he was playing the character that was probably the worst waste of potential. Because
he deserved a much
second
better.
worst. Finn would be top spot.
Well, I guess that's although we like rarely see any
like Stormtrooper redemption arc. That's like that could be like Kyle Katarn, but not from Jedi Academy. Thank God.
Yeah. God, man.
But no, it's just he kills stormtroopers because fun action scene. Someone defended it by saying, "Oh, he had to kill them, otherwise his ship would have gone down." Um, for starters, I attest that all he had to do was shoot the safety core, then he could leave. And second, what about on Taco Donna when he actively searches out stormtroopers to kill with his lightsaber?
Yeah, I actually like the fact that none of those lightsabers actually. Well, no, I'm sorry, not lightsabers. None of those laser bolts actually hit him. Like they're just stray
Yeah,
laser bolts, and for some reason,
like
like
I
able
mean,
to survive.
I just think it's absolutely. It's like the most garbage defense you can create for the character isn't even relevant when you consider the fact that he is actively trying to kill the stormtroopers.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean,
Which, and then somebody said, "Oh, well, that doesn't mean he was comrades with all of them because, there's just there's no camaraderie in war. Just none at all."
oh yeah, there's definitely no camaraderie in war. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's never any of that.
Oh my god, it's absolutely the worst.
Like,
Yeah, to be honest, like,
He
like,
had a panic attack when he saw one die up close. Like he's conditioned from birth, and yet he has a panic attack when he sees death. When he's a stormtrooper, that's not
well,
normal.
well, see, like, I can somewhat excuse that because even though the film doesn't go out of its way to tell you this, or doesn't even tell you this at all, but that could have been like I guess someone who was related to him. It could have been like his best.
Fact of the matter is, he very much hates the sight of death. And yet, like 10 minutes after that, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go kill some stormtroopers, man. Let's go."
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
no development with that. No sort of inner conflict. No character or characterization. No nothing. It's just kill stormtroopers because fun action movie. Absolute disgrace. And anyway, I do have to go, but we could talk later.
All right, dude.
alright,
All right.
right, can I say a bit of Finn? Like, every time he's on action scene with Stormtroopers, he should use the stun gun. Like, instead of the blaster bolts. To show that he's gonna kill his brothers and sisters.
I like that the fighting expert in Site 19 said that that Finn is a janitor with the best lightsaber skills in the entire trilogy. Like in the entire sequel trilogy, that he would be the one with the best fucking lightsaber skills ever. I find that hilarious. Oh, who left?
Joel.
Oh, that sucks. Now we're not gonna get any fighting expertise. Well,
Well, he wasn't saying anything this time anyway.
well, true, but I mean, he was typing stuff in Site 19. But I mean, anyway, what
And
do we have anything-
Lupus is in class right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do we have anything else to talk about?
Another thing I want to talk about is, of course, Poe. To be honest, how he's kind of different character each movie, like kind of different.
I mean, he does end up trying to be his own character in like in the Force Awakens, and then he just ends up I guess switching from like really pissed off to really I guess pissed off in the Last Jedi. I don't think he feels anything else except for nervous and pissed in the Last Jedi, and I guess for good reason. But I mean, it just seems like he's not allowed to do anything right, apparently. What was that? I couldn't hear you.
I'm mumbling myself. I'm gonna see if the good general wants to join DC. Probably not.
All right. Well, I mean, we still need more people because honestly, I don't know how long I can keep up this conversation. just really.
No, neither do I. We're running out of things to talk about here.
Yeah, we actually are. We are running out of stuff to talk about, but nevertheless, we are having fun. And
Adam left before I could challenge him on one of his dumbest points.
What was that point, by the way? I mean, I know it makes like a
world building doesn't exist. He said that.
You mean like in general or in the prequel trilogy?
I don't know. He didn't emphasize. I don't know what he meant, but he just said that world building doesn't exist.
Oh, God, that is so fucking stupid. And I think that any person with a brain, can tell that that world building is an essential part of a story. I mean, hell, it even happens like in the very beginning of a story. That's traditionally where that happens, and even from all the action. I just don't get how world building just doesn't exist when it's existed since the very first story ever told.
Let me try to find that comment of his.
Yeah, that way we can actually bring that up.
Yeah, we'll respond to it.
It was in Site 19.
Okay, let me.
I'm trying to search for his comments, but it's my first time having to do this feature. Never really bothered with this
feature. Hello, who this?
Joined.
That is the fighting expert.
He's back now.
Yay!
Welcome back.
We missed you, man. We were running out of things to talk about. Just sort of rambling on. Oh, I actually like how he said like earlier at like 12:07 p.m. at Site 19. He said George needed to make lots of world building to sell toys and video games because he knew that these were some of the worst.
No, I remember him saying that world building doesn't exist. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, I know. I mean, I just found like one comment where he put like world building in quotes. And that was to imply that he either had no world building or, as you said, that world building doesn't exist. And I find that to be complete bullshit because, I mean, like, obviously world building existed in the prequels. It was in nearly every starting frame of a scene.
Yeah.
It was. And apparently he just didn't see it for whatever reason.
If world building doesn't exist, then basically it doesn't make any sense because it exists. It's pretty obvious. Like for example, there's world building the prequels. There's world building in the 3D era for the combat. There's world building.
I think if Airborne was still here, he would remember that. He was there when he said that.
Yeah. How did Ray get a yellow kyber crystal? Fighting expert says, I actually don't know. This and again, this is one of I guess the sequel trilogy's most stupid aspects is that it never explains anything. I don't understand why Ray just has her own
a few comments of him talking gibberish again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, GG Abrams is this stupid mystery boxes.
Oh yeah, JJ sure loves the mystery boxes.
Rare stories, but mystery boxes.
Hopefully you have the money so that you can buy the comics. And so you can actually be able to understand what you're talking about. Otherwise, you're shit out of luck, buddy. This reminds me, and I don't know if you've played this game yet, and honestly, I haven't either. But I do know of the story in that game, and the way that it was set up by 343 was an absolute fucking disgrace, and it relates to this, and I'll tell you why.
Halo 5, talking about Halo 5.
Well, yeah, and the way they set up that story relates to how JJ and Ryan Johnson set up their story in the sequel trilogy. And that is because a Halo 5 relied on outside source material in order for their story to even come close to making sense for their game. You needed to read the comics, you needed to watch, the miniseries that they had, you needed to read all the books. This very reason is why I have dubbed I guess the phrase Halo 5 syndrome. Because apparently the sequel trilogy suffers a great deal of that. Whatever explanations they offer, you need to read in the outside material, or else it's not gonna make sense. And that really pisses me off, actually, because, like, I shouldn't have to feel like I need to read outside source material in order to understand, the actual main film, or to even come close to that. I shouldn't have to do that.
Okay, if I'm getting close to his world building is not a thing comment. I'm getting close.
So close and yet so far. Fucking hell.
Found a couple messages talking about Spider-Man 2 or something like that. That's exactly what we need more of.
Yeah, let's not bring that shit up. Because we've had a lot of some Spider-Man 2 hate on the
server. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just gonna say to since Replica is not here.
Let's be thankful he's not here while we're talking about that, because he'd probably go on the same tangent I did.
Yeah, like legit, there are legit. We should do a coffee table discussion with Replica films on Spider-Man 2 instead of responding to, which would cause a lot of shit.
I think he actually did. I think he actually deleted his world building isn't a real thing comment. I think he actually went and deleted that one. Can't find it anywhere.
Oh, that sucks.
But me and Airborne's responses to it are still up, so it existed at least.
All right. Well, I mean, still would have been nice to have a little screenshot of it, just to really bring the point home.
Actually, there's still some of his other comments about that here.
Oh yeah, I saw one of them that was like all the way up here, about 2 hours ago.
Here it is. I found it. World build. He says so. The problem originated with TFA. World building isn't a real thing. It's an excuse created by prequel apologists.
How the fuck? Like, I don't understand. How world building is a made up excuse when world building has been a thing for I don't know how many million years, but I mean clearly it's been a thing. Like, okay, so let me actually get the Oxford definition of world building, just to give everyone watching the stream a clear idea of it. Do that. There we go. Merriam-Webster. Even better. Okay. What the hell? Let's see. Today, world building is most often used to describe a component of a work of fiction, much like plot or character. Let's see here. It just seems that it goes over how to spell that. What the fuck? Well, regardless, facepalm. Yeah, I know. The real problem with this argument that Adam made is that world building, in a sense, is the act of making your world or characters feel real, or at least feel relatable, and feel like it could actually outside of the actual universe. That is what world. Sorry, I cannot talk right now because I've been talking for like the past hour and a half. But that is essentially what that is. And I mean, unless I'm wrong about that, maybe we can Does anybody have any objections to it?
No, no.
No, that's fine. Oh my
But he also said that world building is only necessary when people make plans.
I don't even understand the point of that. What does he mean by that exactly? It's only necessary when people make plans.
I don't know. He didn't explain. He just says it's called planning, and then fucking hell, expositions make stories boring. Here we go. He says, yeah, but when we criticize the prequel for using too much exposition, for using exposition too much, and then prequel apologists say it's called world building, bro.
Okay, look now. That there are times that the prequel trilogy uses exposition, just like the original trilogy, just like the sequel trilogy, even though it uses way too much of it. And quite frankly, every single movie has some sort of exposition. The prequel trilogy does not use a whole shit ton of exposition. It uses a lot more of a, show don't tell. And even when they do tell don't show, it's usually for like a small part in a scene. I like, for instance, and even though it's actually made fun of a lot, I'm actually going to look up the scene where in like the beginning of Attack of the Clones, when Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker are basically on their way to see Padme, and they're in the elevator, and they're basically talking about how Anakin was very nervous, and how he wasn't that nervous since Obi-Wan landed into the nest of Gundarks, I guess. That there is a slight argument there for some forced exposition, but I mean, it's at least giving us a hint of what Obi-Wan and Anakin have been through, and even then, it's only for like a few seconds, and it's not like it's like dedicating like 5 or 10 minutes into and it just sort of really defeats the purpose of using exposition to benefit the characters in the story. I know for a fact that the prequels don't overuse that, but I mean, that's just me. Talk, God damn it!
Sorry, I just
I can't be the only one talking.
A loss for things to say. I think we should think pretty soon here. We should wrap up this coffee table discussion.
Yeah, we probably should. I think that this is a good note to end off on. Guys, everyone who's watching the stream, thank you for watching this coffee table discussion. And hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the other Script Corners content. And we'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Now, fuck off, everybody.
Bye.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and see you guys later. I got stuff to do.